Imagine a moment when you find yourself in a quiet space, away from the constant noise of the world. A moment when you can truly look at yourself, not through the distorted lens of others' opinions, but with eyes that see what has always been there, an inner light and a deep, unshakable worth. Picture a woman sitting in solitude after a long day, reflecting on every challenge and hardship she has faced. In her eyes, there is no trace of self-doubt or the need for external validation. Instead, there is a calm, confident glow that tells the world one thing very clearly. She knows her worth. Every experience, whether triumphant or trying, has added to the strength and beauty she carries inside. Every scar is a symbol of survival and growth, every wrinkle a reminder of wisdom gained. In that very moment, as she gazes into the mirror, she does not see flaws or imperfections. She sees a masterpiece forged through struggle, perseverance, and the steadfast belief that nothing and no one can lower her value. No matter what setbacks have come her way, she understands that her worth is intrinsic, something that exists independent of external circumstances. And it is this profound realization that empowers her to move through life with grace and daring authenticity, knowing that she is deserving of every good thing the world has to offer. This moment of self-assurance is the essence of a life lived with purpose, where the opinions of others do not dictate her happiness or self-esteem, but rather, her self-knowledge becomes the bedrock upon which every decision is made. It is with this vision of inner strength and radiant confidence that I welcome you on a journey of transformation, a journey that we share together here at Stoic Women. Before we dive deeper into this exploration of what it means to truly know your worth and to live every moment with that undeniable inner power, I invite you to take a moment and reflect on your own experiences. Think back to a time when you recognized, despite all odds, that you were more than enough. When you realized that no matter how many challenges came your way, your value remained constant, unaltered by external circumstances. I encourage you to leave a comment below with a phrase or sentence that encapsulates that moment of self-recognition for you. And if you feel this message resonates with your heart, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us create a community of strong, resilient women who know their worth and stand together in their power. Life, in all its complexity, often tries to measure a woman by standards that are both fleeting and superficial. Society may push the idea that you need constant validation, that success is measured by the accolades you receive from others, or that your worth is somehow tied to outer beauty and social approval. But beneath these shifting and often harsh judgments, there lies an inner constancy, a truth that your worth is inherent and unassailable. Consider a woman who, throughout her journey, has faced rejection and criticism, whether at work, in personal relationships, or even from within herself. There were moments when she felt invisible, when the voices around her whispered that she wasn't enough. Yet, with each setback, she dug a little deeper within herself, discovering reserves of courage and self-love that she never knew existed. She learned that every no and every disappointment did not diminish her. It was simply a detour leading her toward greater self-discovery. In time, she understood that her value wasn't something that needed to be earned or proven through external means. It was already a gift, a part of her existence that was immutable, regardless of how the world tried to measure it. This profound realization echoes through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. The ancient Stoics taught that external events and the opinions of others are beyond our control, but how we choose to respond to them is entirely ours to decide. For a woman embracing this philosophy, knowing her worth becomes not an act of arrogance but of self-respect and clarity. It is about recognizing that while you may not be able to change the behavior of others, you can always choose your reaction, choosing a response that honors your inner dignity. For example, imagine a young professional woman who has just received harsh feedback from a supervisor or a colleague. The initial sting of criticism might make her want to retreat or even lash out, but instead, she pauses. With a deep breath, she reminds herself that her value is not determined by a single comment or momentary judgment. Instead, she sees it as an opportunity to learn and grow, trusting that her dedication and skills speak louder than any fleeting remark. In doing so, she not only maintains her composure, but also reinforces her self-belief, confidently asserting that she knows her worth, regardless of external opinions. This idea extends far beyond the professional realm. In personal relationships, it is all too common to encounter situations where a woman is expected to constantly adjust or even diminish herself to keep someone close. Perhaps a friend takes you for granted, or a partner fails to acknowledge the many ways you contribute to the relationship. In those moments, knowing your worth means understanding that you should never have to compromise your dignity or your needs just to please another. It means recognizing that a true, healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, where both people appreciate each other without having to fight for attention. When you stand firm in your self-worth, you naturally create space for relationships that are nourishing and balanced. Relationships where you are seen, valued, and loved exactly as you are. There is also a powerful lesson to be learned in the simple act of self-care. Many women have spent so much time trying to prove their worth by taking care of everyone and everything around them that they forget to care for themselves. But knowing your worth means recognizing that you deserve to be treated kindly by yourself first. It means setting aside time for reflection, nurturing your passions, and ensuring that you remain connected with your inner self. Picture a woman who has been juggling multiple roles: mother, partner, colleague, each of which demands a portion of her energy and focus. In the midst of it all, there comes a moment when she stops and asks, "Am I caring for myself the way I care for others?" It is in that quiet moment of self-reflection that she realizes her value is not measured by the sacrifices she makes for everyone else, but by the love and care she shows herself. By investing in her own well-being, she not only recharges her spirit, but also reinforces the message that she is worthy of kindness, respect, and attention, from herself and from the world around her. Real-life examples offer vibrant insights into what it truly means to know your worth. Consider, for instance, the story of a woman who was once in a relationship where she constantly felt the need to prove her love and loyalty. Over time, the emotional toll of giving too much without receiving the same respect led her to a transformative moment of clarity. She realized that staying in a situation where her value was taken for granted was not only detrimental to her well-being, but also prevented her from growing into the person she was meant to become. With great courage, she chose to end the relationship, even though it was painful. In the aftermath, she dedicated herself to rediscovering her interests, setting clear boundaries, and reconnecting with her inner strength. Gradually, she rebuilt her life grounded in self-respect, and she emerged as a shining example of a woman who simply knows her worth. Her journey inspired others, friends, family, colleagues, to reconsider their own self-value and to seek relationships and opportunities that honor who they truly are. Another example comes from the world of entrepreneurship. Many women in business have faced a constant barrage of doubt and dismissal simply because they dared to dream big. One such woman, faced with repeated rejections from investors and industry veterans, could have easily fallen into a spiral of self-doubt. Instead, she turned inward, drawing on the principles of Stoicism to remind herself that her idea had value and that her worth was not defined by the inability of others to recognize it. With each setback, she refined her approach, invested in developing her skills, and built a network of mentors who believed in her vision. Eventually, the very investors who had once dismissed her began to take notice, not because she chased after their approval, but because she stood firm in her conviction that she knew her worth. Her unyielding determination and calm confidence not only propelled her business to success, but also served as a beacon to other women, encouraging them to trust in their own potential, even when faced with overwhelming obstacles. Throughout all these experiences, the underlying message remains constant. Your value is inherent and unchanging, unaffected by external circumstances or the fleeting opinions of others. This is the true essence of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to cultivate an inner strength that stands independent of the chaos of the external world. Knowing your worth is more than just a mindset, it is a lifestyle. It is reflected in the small decisions you make each day, from the way you choose to speak to yourself in moments of doubt, to the boundaries you set in relationships, to the pursuits you decide to invest your time in. Every positive choice builds upon the last, creating a layered, unbreakable foundation of self-esteem and inner power. It is important to understand that knowing your worth does not mean that you are infallible or that you never experience moments of self-doubt. Rather, it means that when those moments come, you have the strength to acknowledge them and then move forward with the clear understanding that they do not define you. There will be days when the world seems to conspire against you, when the weight of responsibilities and criticisms threaten to crush your spirit. But in these moments, you can draw on the reservoir of inner strength you have built over time. You remember that every adversity you have overcome has added to your wisdom and resilience, creating a version of yourself that is capable of withstanding even the harshest storms. With each challenge met calmly, and each setback forgiven by the light of your inner truth, you reinforce the undeniable reality that you are worthy. You are enough, and nothing or no one can diminish your value. For many women, the process of truly knowing one's worth is not an overnight transformation, but a gradual journey of self-exploration and growth. It begins with small steps, recognizing the negative self-talk that might have held you back, questioning the beliefs imposed by a society that often seeks to undermine female self-worth, and deliberately choosing to focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Over time, these habits accumulate, and you begin to notice a significant shift in how you view yourself and how others treat you. Your energy becomes more focused on what truly matters, the pursuit of your passions, the cultivation of meaningful relationships, and the unwavering commitment to personal growth. Each step you take towards embracing your true value is an act of liberation, a reclaiming of the power that so many times has been denied by external judgment. One of the most transformative aspects of knowing your worth is learning to set boundaries. Boundaries are not walls designed to keep others out, but rather the gentle guidelines that protect your inner sanctum. They are the clear lines that indicate when you are ready to share your energy and when you need to conserve it for yourself. For example, if you find that certain relationships drain you or that particular situations sap your confidence, establishing boundaries is a necessary act of self-respect. It is saying, "This is what I deserve, and I will not settle for anything less." And when you consistently reinforce these boundaries, you send a powerful message to the world that your worth is not negotiable, and you expect to be treated in accordance with the high standards you have set for yourself. In doing so, you create an environment where appreciation and respect are the norms, and where your inner light can shine without being dimmed by constant compromises. Real-life stories of transformation often reveal that the journey to knowing your worth is punctuated by moments of both struggle and triumph. Consider the woman who, after years of trying to fit into a mold that was not her own, finally took the courageous step to walk away from situations that no longer nurtured her spirit. Whether it was leaving a draining job, ending a one-sided relationship, or simply choosing to spend more time with herself and less time seeking approval, each decision was a testament to her growing awareness of her inherent value. Over time, as she distanced herself from environments that undervalued her, she began to attract new opportunities and relationships that resonated with the energy of self-respect and authenticity. She learned that by honoring her worth, she did not become isolated or unapproachable. Rather, she became a magnet for those who recognized, appreciated, and reciprocated her strength. Her transformation is a vivid example of how knowing your worth can shift the entire course of your life, leading to a future where your dreams are no longer suppressed by the fear of inadequacy, but are pursued with an unwavering belief in your own potential. In the realm of personal growth, the journey to knowing your worth is also about embracing change and viewing every setback as an opportunity to build resilience. There will be moments when you stumble or when lingering doubts resurface. But each time you rise again, you add another layer to your unshakable self-esteem. Think of it as a sculptor carefully chiseling away at a block of stone. The imperfections, the rough edges, all contribute to revealing the masterpiece within. Every challenge you overcome, every time you choose to believe in yourself instead of succumbing to negativity, you are sculpting a life that is uniquely and beautifully your own. And through this continuous process of transformation, you come to understand that your worth is not a product of external validation. It is something you cultivate every day through the choices you make and the love you have for yourself. For many women, the societal messages that equate worth with appearance, social status, or material success can deeply affect how they see themselves. Yet, if there is one truth that the Stoic teachings bring to light, it is that the only validation you truly need is the one that comes from within. When you learn to measure your value by your character, your integrity, and your inner beauty, you free yourself from the endless chase for perfection dictated by outside forces. Your worth becomes a steady flame that lights your way, regardless of the external chaos that might surround you. For example, imagine a woman who has long struggled with self-image issues and has often felt unworthy because of societal pressures. Over time, through introspection, self-care, and the support of like-minded women, she begins to see herself in a new light. She starts to celebrate not just her physical appearance, but the depths of her intelligence, the warmth of her compassion, and the resilience of her spirit. In embracing these qualities, she shifts the focus from what she lacks to all that she has to offer, and she comes to a powerful realization. She knows her worth, and nothing can take that away from her. The journey toward knowing your worth is also enriched by the simple yet profound act of gratitude. When you cultivate a habit of gratitude, you learn to see the abundance in your life, the many things that make you unique, valuable, and worthy of love. Gratitude transforms your focus from what you feel might be missing to what you already have. It is in those quiet moments of reflection, when you appreciate the beauty of your own soul and the kindness that surrounds you, that you reinforce the message that your worth is inherent and undeniable. By recognizing even the smallest blessings in your life, you create a positive, nurturing space within yourself that allows your true value to shine forth. This practice of gratitude becomes a daily affirmation that you are enough, that you are cherished, and that your value is not up for negotiation. Every aspect of life, whether in the arena of work, relationships, or personal ambitions, is influenced by the fundamental recognition of your own worth. This recognition is what empowers you to make decisions that align with your dreams, to stand up for yourself when faced with injustice, and to walk away from situations that do not honor your inherent value. It is the silent strength that enables you to say no when necessary, and yes when something truly resonates with your soul. It is a quiet declaration that you refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. And as you carry this truth with you into every interaction, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire those around you to seek out their own worth. In doing so, you become a beacon of hope and empowerment, a living example of what it means to stand tall in the face of adversity while remaining true to oneself. There will be times along this journey when external challenges seem overwhelming. Perhaps you'll face criticism that cuts deep or experience disappointments that shake your confidence. Yet, each of these obstacles is merely a moment in time, a temporary shadow that cannot obscure the light of who you truly are. By consistently reaching within and reaffirming your self-worth, you build an inner sanctuary that remains unassailable even in turbulent times. Like a tree whose roots run deep into the earth, you draw strength from within, finding that no storm can uproot you when you are anchored in the truth of your value. This inner fortitude is not something that is granted overnight. It is earned through each choice to stand by your principles, regardless of how difficult the circumstances may be. And with every challenge met with this quiet resolve, you not only grow stronger, but also become all the more aware that you are, fundamentally and irrevocably, worthy. The path to knowing your worth is a deeply personal one, influenced by your experiences, your values, and your vision for the future. It is a journey of self-discovery, a process of peeling away the layers of doubt and external expectations to reveal the resilient, radiant self that lies beneath. Along the way, you may encounter moments of vulnerability where the weight of the world feels almost too much to bear. But even in those moments, you have the power to choose how you respond. Rather than succumbing to despair or diminishing your light in an effort to earn approval, you allow yourself to feel deeply, learn from the pain, and then rise again with an even clearer understanding of your own worth. This cyclical process of challenge, reflection, and renewal is what transforms ordinary experiences into opportunities for profound personal growth, each cycle adding a new dimension to your inner strength and self-assurance. In our everyday lives, the principle of "she knows her worth" manifests in the seemingly small choices that, when added together, define the quality of your existence. It is evident when you decide to spend time on activities that nurture your mind, body, and soul, rather than those that drain your energy. It is present when you make time for hobbies that bring you joy, when you invest in relationships that uplift you, and when you refuse to compromise on the standards that you have set for your own happiness. Each decision, each thoughtful pause before action, reinforces the awareness that you are the author of your own destiny and that your worth is something that is beyond external quantification. As you build these habits, they become the foundation of a life that is abundant, fulfilling, and anchored in the unassailable truth of who you are. Consider, too, the impact that knowing your worth has on the way you interact with others. When you are clear about your value, you radiate an energy that draws positive people into your life. You become confident in expressing your opinions, setting healthy boundaries, and standing firm when your time or energy is being misused. This magnetic self-assurance creates relationships that are based on mutual respect, where both parties feel empowered and valued. In turn, such interactions help reinforce your own sense of worth, creating a virtuous cycle where each positive encounter builds up your inner trust and resilience. Real-life stories abound of women who, by embracing their self-worth, have transformed not only their own lives, but also the communities around them. Whether it is a mother who teaches her children to value themselves, a leader who inspires her team with unwavering confidence, or a friend who offers honest, respectful support in times of need, the message remains clear. Knowing your worth is a powerful, life-affirming force. In the spirit of Stoicism, it is important to remember that while external circumstances may change, your inner truth is constant. The world outside might be unpredictable, and you may encounter moments of pain, rejection, or disappointment. However, how you choose to react to those events is entirely up to you. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your responses, you become the master of your inner world. This mastery is the cornerstone of knowing your worth. It allows you to let go of the need for external validation and to find peace and strength in the knowledge that you are already complete. With this understanding, you begin to live a life where every experience, whether challenging or joyful, contributes to a deeper acknowledgement of your intrinsic value. There is also a profound sense of freedom that comes with embracing your worth. When you are no longer seeking validation from outside sources, you give yourself permission to be authentic, to pursue your true passions, and to live in accordance with your deepest values. You stop comparing yourself to others, and instead, you focus on your own journey and the unique gifts that you bring into the world. This liberation from the endless cycle of self-doubt and external approval creates a space where you can truly flourish. Every moment becomes an opportunity to celebrate who you are and to step confidently into each new day with a sense of purpose and direction. In this state of inner freedom, you are unburdened by the need to fit into narrow definitions of success or beauty, and you can fully embrace the limitless potential that lies within you. For many women, especially those who have faced societal and cultural pressures to conform, the journey to knowing one's worth is both revolutionary and deeply personal. It challenges the conventional narratives that have long dictated what is acceptable or valuable, and invites you to redefine those standards on your own terms. It is an act of self-empowerment that resonates with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches that while we cannot control the world, we can always control how we perceive and respond to it. In learning to value yourself beyond the superficial markers imposed by society, you create a life that is rich in meaning and authentic in its expression. You learn that your worth, unlike external accolades or fleeting trends, is permanent and indestructible, a truth that shines through every decision you make. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when the voices of the past threaten to undermine the hard-won confidence you have built. In these moments, it is essential to remember that you have already overcome so much, that every challenge, every moment of adversity, has contributed to the unshakable foundation upon which you stand. Allow these memories of resilience to remind you of your strength. Even in times of vulnerability, when you feel the urge to question your own value, recall the victories and the lessons learned. Each experience is a testament to your ability to persevere, to adapt, and to grow. And while the journey is ongoing and sometimes arduous, every step you take toward healing and self-acceptance reinforces the truth. You know your worth, and nothing can ever change that. As you continue forward on this transformative journey, embrace every opportunity to reaffirm your value. Engage in practices that nurture your mind and spirit, whether it is meditation, journaling, creative expression, or simply spending quiet moments in nature. Each of these practices serves as a reminder that your worth is not contingent upon external circumstances, but is rooted in the very core of who you are. Invest time in learning new things, in deepening your relationships, and in celebrating your achievements, no matter how small. With each positive action, you build up a reservoir of inner strength that enables you to face future challenges with grace and confidence. Over time, this reservoir becomes so abundant that you no longer feel the need for external validation. Instead, you operate from a deep well of self-assurance that fuels every aspect of your life. In your work and in your creative endeavors, knowing your worth allows you to set high standards and to pursue excellence without compromise. It inspires you to lead with authenticity and to seek out opportunities that align with your values. When you step into your professional life with the conviction that you are deserving of success, you become a force to be reckoned with. You negotiate, innovate, and create with the understanding that your contributions have inherent value. And even in the face of setbacks, your commitment to your own worth remains intact, propelling you forward with every lesson learned. This awareness not only transforms your work, but also creates a ripple effect that inspires colleagues, collaborators, and even competitors to reevaluate their own perceptions of worth and success. Beyond the tangible achievements lies the quiet, personal transformation that comes with knowing your worth. There is an inner liberation in realizing that you no longer have to measure yourself by external standards. You become free to explore your passions, to shape your own destiny, and to live in a way that honors the unique qualities that make you who you are. This transformation builds a legacy, a story of courage, perseverance, and self-love that not only defines your journey, but also serves as an inspiration for other women. Every time you choose to stand by your convictions, to rise above negativity, and to celebrate your intrinsic value, you reinforce the belief that a life lived in alignment with your true self is the most powerful life of all. In the end, knowing your worth is not just about personal satisfaction or self-empowerment. It is about creating a ripple effect that transforms the world around you. When you exude confidence and self-respect, you challenge others to recognize their own inherent value. You become a living example of how to navigate life with dignity and grace, and your strength becomes a guiding light for those who may still be searching for theirs. In this way, the journey to knowing your worth is also a journey of giving, a journey that ultimately leads you to empower others and to foster a sense of community where every woman is encouraged to stand tall and honor who she truly is. As you reflect on the many dimensions of what it means to know your worth, let it be a constant reminder that you are the sole author of your own story. Your value is not defined by the opinions of others, by transient successes, or by the failures that occasionally cross your path. It is defined by the unwavering truth that you are worthy simply because you exist. This self-knowledge is a quiet revolution that starts within and radiates outward, touching every corner of your life with the light of authenticity and strength. With each step you take in honoring your worth, you reclaim a piece of your power, ensuring that you remain unshaken by the ever-changing tides of life. Remember, too, that the journey is continuous. There will be days when you feel like you have reached a peak of self-assurance and other days when lingering doubts may try to creep back in. In those times, let your memories of past victories, your quiet moments of introspection, and the supportive voices of those who believe in you remind you of your inherent value. Every experience, whether it was marked by joy or pain, has helped shape the resilient, valuable woman you are today. And each time you recognize your worth in the face of adversity, you fortify that inner strength which, once cultivated, can withstand anything. You hold in your heart the knowledge that you are more than enough. You are a vibrant tapestry of experiences, emotions, and insights, each thread contributing to the indelible picture of your worth. In every smile, every tear, every moment of triumph, and every setback, you discover layers of resilience and courage that only affirm that deep, intrinsic truth. She knows her worth. Embrace that truth, celebrate it, and let it guide every decision you make. By doing so, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire others to step into their power, fostering a community where every woman feels empowered to live authentically and unapologetically. As you continue to walk this path, take every opportunity to nurture your inner self and to cherish the unique qualities that make you who you are. Recognize that you deserve a life that honors your worth, a life filled with opportunities that align with your values, relationships that uplift and support you, and moments of self-reflection that reaffirm your strength. Every conscious choice you make that honors your inherent value sends a ripple of empowerment into the world, encouraging others to recognize and celebrate their own worth. Know that this journey, as vast as it may seem, is yours to shape. It is filled with moments of quiet triumph and bold declarations of self-love. And as you grow, remember that every challenge you overcome, every bit of resilience you nurture, only adds to the powerful, unshakable truth that you are worthy, valuable, and deserving of every kindness life has to offer. Thank you for allowing these words to accompany you on your journey toward recognizing and embracing your true value. I hope that as you reflect on all that has been shared, you feel empowered to stand tall, to love yourself fiercely, and to always remember that you are complete and enough just as you are. Thanks for being here. If you found value in this, subscribe and walk this path with us. We're so glad to have you along.